Morning, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well today. Sunday morning, August 23rd, beautiful day. Anybody that's known me for any length of time knows my passion for a particular baseball team, the Kansas City Royals. Started following them in 1975, and the reason I did was because I had a dog named Otis at the time, and the Royals had a player on their team named Amos Otis. So I kind of gravitated toward the Royals and followed them ever since. 45 years, a couple of world championships, a lot of bad teams in there, a lot of bad teams, but stuck with them. We'll continue to stick with them. I've been a Royals fan for life, and I will continue to be. Otis was the reason that I started following the Royals, but the reason that I continued following them and was a guy named George Brett, undoubtedly my favorite athlete of all time. I loved the way he played the game. Tremendous clutch performer. His postseason averages and power stats are up near the top all time. When the game was on the line, there's a lot of people that said that there's nobody that they would rather have at the plate than George Brett. And the first time that I really encountered him was in '76 in the playoffs. Game 5, the deciding game against the Yankees, who to this day do not like, and I'm being kind. I won't say any more words about that, but do not like them. The bitter rival of the Royals in the late '70s. Both teams were very good, but the Yankees beat the Royals in the playoffs in '76, '77, '78. And I'm sure my blood pressure after those 3 series was near heart attack stage. But in '76, Brett came up 3 runs down in the top of the 8th inning against the Yankees in the deciding game, and he hit a home run to tie the game. And loved him ever since. Followed his career. One great little note is in Brett's career, he had 35 home runs against the Yankees. I loved every one of them. 23 of them in Yankee Stadium. And he used to go around the bases really slowly on purpose when he would hit a home run there, just to listen to the silence of the crowd. And of course, the biggest home run he ever hit was in 1980 in the playoffs against the Yankees, right in Yankee Stadium. The Royals trailing in the 7th inning. They bring in, Yankees bring in Goose Gossage, a great relief pitcher, and Brett hits a home run off him to give the Royals the lead and send them to their first World Series. Still voted, I believe, as the greatest moment in Royals history. I mean, they did win 2 World Series, but that particular hit is voted the greatest moment. And Brett took his sweet old time going around the bases. It took him a long time, and it was just a beautiful moment, and I love it to this day. Sometimes even just watch it on YouTube, just for the heck of it, to just watch it. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So I followed George's career. He retires in the end of the 1993 season. Meanwhile, I've gotten married in '85, and my wife, she's a sports fan. Of course, I wouldn't say she got to be a Brett fan, but she was obviously kind of sucked in and involved with my passion for George. So I said to her, when George goes in the Hall of Fame in 1999, providing he gets in, which it was a consensus opinion he was going to make it in there, we've got to go to Cooperstown. I've got to see him get inducted. It's only a 4-hour drive. She said, absolutely. So lo and behold, during this time, her lifelong friend Sandy meets a guy. She's gone to school, grammar school at Sandy, and known her for many, many years. She meets a guy, and they're going to get married. Now, Sandy's in her 40s now, or early 40s, and had kind of probably given up on marriage, but she found a guy, and it was great guy, love Sandy. So they're going to get married. So we're waiting for the wedding date. I'm thinking to myself, what are the odds? No, it's going to be fine. Well, the invitation comes, or she called Teresa, and she says, I'm getting married on this date. And it was the same exact date that George was going into the Hall of Fame. What are the odds of that? So Teresa, being the trooper that she is, says, well, you just go to the Hall of Fame. She said, I'll go to the wedding. I'm in the wedding. You know, I'm going to be at the head table anyways. And I said, no, I can't do that. You know, Sandy's a friend of ours. So I took one for the team and went to the wedding, of course. Missed the Hall of Fame. Of course, taped it. But, you know, a few weeks later, they came out, QVC came out with a book on George Brett. It wasn't QVC, but it was being sold through them, and it was chronicling his life story, his baseball career, and there was only 100 of them made. He signed every one of them and numbered them. So I managed to get a hold of one of those. I ordered it and got it, and so that was pretty cool. But fast forward about 7 or 8 years later, we're in the Atlanta airport, waiting to board a plane from there to go out to Los Angeles. We were either going to the Tournament of Roses parade or we were going to Pasadena to San Jose to visit. I believe we were going to the Tournament of Roses now that I think about it. So there's a gate on one side and there's a gate on the other one. A big common waiting area. Atlanta airport is huge, so I get bored. You know, we had some time, so said I'm taking a walk. So I'm walking down the concourse, and all of a sudden I hear my name being called. It's Teresa, and she's dragging the 2 suitcases and the 2 carry-ons. And so calling my name, and I said, what? You know, she said, George Brett is in this airport. I said, get out of here. She said, I just saw him. He was at the gate opposite us, and he just got up and he walked. I said, get out of here. No, and she said, serious? You think I'd drag these suitcases all the way here to tell you that if he wasn't here? I said, okay. So I'm on a mission then. I'm looking for George. You know, I went in a couple of the shops. I went in the bathroom. Of course, I didn't go in the stall, you know, and look under the stall. But I looked around, nothing. So I thought, well, you know, big airport, I'm not going to find him. So I'm heading back to the gate. Out of the corner of my eye on the left-hand side, I see a figure walk with a pretty much spring in his step. He was kind of not in a hurry, mind you, but he was striding along, and it was George Brett himself in a powder blue sport coat and white slacks, and the man himself. And it's funny, I don't know, when you meet somebody that's a quote-unquote celebrity or a star, they have a presence about them. I could feel it. It was like a presence about the guy. So, you know, I went up and introduced myself and shook his hand and told him, you know, what a big fan I was, etc., etc. He was very nice, very gracious, asked me where I was going. He was heading on a cruise, actually one of the Southern Caribbean cruise, and I believe it was the same cruise that we had taken a couple years ago. But so that was neat. But so God really blessed me, allowed me to meet George Brett, my hero, my baseball hero, my athletic hero. So that was really cool. Side note, George was kind of in a hurry, and his wife was standing there at the gate. They were getting ready to board the plane, pointing at her watch. And she gave it to him when he got back, you know, almost missing the plane. You know, where were you? Da 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 da. You know, the Hall of Famer, one of the greatest players ever, voted 55th on the list of best 100 baseball players of all time. But there's his wife giving him the business. Yeah, that just about figures, doesn't it? But hope everybody's doing well. Stay safe, everybody. Keep wearing those masks when you can. Be kind to each other. God bless you. Bye-bye.